Welcome back, everyone. Going into hour number 2 here. Let's bring the cast into the call. And Maggie is now back from her trip to Mars. She looks like a real person. It's a real human being. It's not just like a
What
blender
happened?
destroying her webcam.
I just basically plugged in my. Oh, I'm using my laptop right now. I
Oh,
think it
so
might.
it is hardware problem.
It might have. I'll have to mess around with it when I was like, let me just mess with this for like just to see what's happening. And I guess, yeah, I don't know. Well, that's something I tried before, so I don't know. I was curious. I was like, maybe they're right. So, but it seems weird because I have a beast PC. This is one of those Jesse moments, Jesse. Like you were like saying, you're like, I have this amazing PC. Why is it still lagging in this game? I have this fucking amazing studio setup. How is this shit breaking down? I don't know. Figure it out.
Technology, damn you!
I'll figure it out. I'll get it fixed.
Cool.
The world will be fixed.
The world will be fixed, Steven.
Excellent.
It falls
like
to
that.
you.
Awesome. I have this awesome like Canon HD ridiculous ginormous camera and I can't even use it. It's so sad. Makes me sad inside. But Daisuke, what?
Yeah, you guys just like destroyed him.
Damn, that's a segue right there, motherfucker. Let's go.
Meanwhile,
I was like, what's that?
while you guys are fighting
Damn, a
Daisuke,
segue into a segue.
these guards just go running straight out of the guard post. What are you doing, Pocket?
I guess I'm letting them do their thing. I'm in the guard outpost itself.
Yeah,
Are all the guards missing right now?
there's still like a couple hanging out, you know, in other sections of the outpost. Like in the room where you are, it's empty. But
What's in
pretty
there with
soon
me?
someone's probably going to come by and be like, you know, hey, do you need something or whatever?
Oh, well, can I go to the other guards that are there and be like, what are you doing? Why? Look! What?
Yeah,
The redheads are, oh my god!
Yeah,
Ow.
totally. You like burst through the back door of the guard outpost, and there's like a couple guards in the back room who are like playing poker, or you know, the billion years in the future version of poker. And they all look up at you, and they see that you're like, didn't you cauterize the stump on like some burning something or other to stop the bleeding?
I did do that.
So they see
Yeah.
you holding this burning, you know, bloody stump, and they're like, what the hell just happened? Who are you? What's gone on? Where's everybody else? One of them goes rushing into the back and like tears open a first aid kit and like comes over with a paste in a tube, and he says, "Here, let me help you with that." And he squirts out a big mound of paste into his hand and grabs your stump and just starts like gently but kindly rubbing this paste all over it.
Oh.
It's a numbing paste.
Great.
You stop feeling the pain from your stump, and what do you do?
What does that mean?
I sit down and I tell them what happened again. I repeat the story of how the redheads assaulted this family because they wouldn't pay protection money.
Yeah.
And how they burnt the place down, and I tried to help stop them, but I got caught up in the violence, and they took my hand, and the only way to stop the bleeding is I had to like literally put my hand in my stump on the like burning embers in order to put it out, and I barely made it out of there alive, and I told the other guards and they went off to go handle them, but it's a mess. It was a total mess, and I just, oh my god, I'm so thankful to be alive.
These five they're just in rapt attention. One of them turns to the other and says, "Xander, what do we do? Should we go help the Red Hands, or should we go help our friends against the Red Hands?" And Xander, the one who was talking to, he's got a red cap on. He turns to him and he says, "Yeah." And just as he says that, you hear this, and the ground beneath you shakes. And all of them go, "What was that?" And the other three of you who are over on the other side of town, you also hear this. And you guys can all see a plume of dust and smoke rising from the center of town. A bunch of people from all around town just start screaming, and there's like people start poking their heads out of windows and rushing from their houses into the street, trying to like look around the corner and see down towards the center of town and try to see what's going on. What do you do, Jesse?
I freak out, like I assume everyone else is, because I'm very startled because of everything that's happened so far. This is just and so I duck and I go to the corner of the room and like sort of cradle myself because I'm so afraid, so very afraid of what's happening. I'm like, oh my God, what is that? Oh God, I'm just sort of holding my hand.
Sitting in fetal position right now.
Yeah, on the ground. I'm sort of like shaking on the ground. I'm djWHEATing right now, and yeah, and I'm just freaking out, and I don't even acknowledge the explosion thing. The whole thing has gotten me crazy, and so I'm just down and losing it, and I'd let them decide what to do. I don't even address it because I'm just a poor person who just got his arm cut off. I don't know how to deal with this stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. They run straight out the door. They leave the back room, go through the front room, grab weapons themselves, burst straight out the door, and try to go see what the hell is going on. You hear shouting, the screams, the sounds of gunfire from outside, the clang of weapon on weapon. What do you do now? You're alone in this guard outpost.
I look around and see if there's anything that I can take. Is there anything worth taking?
Would you like to try to scrounge for ciphers or something like that?
What is the least scroungy thing I can do but still be scrounging?
I want to say...
Can I do a visible, quick look around?
I want to say that is scrounging.
Well,
is the least
I imagine
scrounging
scrounging
thing you
is
can
like
do.
digging through stuff to look.
Yeah, I mean, the guard post isn't super well organized. Like, you could grab, a glaive or something that's leaning up on the wall.
Feet, yeah.
Right, but that's not going to do anything super cool for you. So let me see what the rules are for scavenging for ciphers. I know it's on one of these sheets here.
I thought it was dependent on the size, like how much space you were looking for was going to take X amount of time.
Yeah, it's just an intellect task. Do you want to, just try searching through stuff?
Sure.
Okay, give me an intellect roll.
I don't want to use it. Screw it. There's no point.
10, pretty decent. Okay, so you begin scavenging through stuff, and you find a box in the back that has a whole bunch of junk in it, and you start searching through it. Just as you pull out a ring that looks like it's made out of cubic pyrite. It's got all these cubes all over it. And there's silver circuitry tracing across the cubes. This is what you pull out of this box. Just as you pull it out, and it took you maybe a minute to find this thing down in the bottom of this box, you hear a woman's voice talking from outside. And you can't really hear what she's saying, but she seems like she's sort of raising her voice and speaking out to a large group of people or something like that.
So is this ring of any importance, or is it just
you
a ring?
You can tell it is a Numenera artifact. It is a cipher.
All right, I put the ring in my pocket, wink.
Okay.
And I don't even look at it yet. I'll look at it later, and I rush to the door to hear what's going on.
Okay, you rush to the door.
But I'm behind the doorway. So
yeah,
you're
not in sight.
In the doorway. Yeah.
Okay, and you hear this woman, and she says, "Yes, the mine completely laid waste. A molten slag pit. The town is ruined. We will never recover from this. But I can lead you to safety. You can join me." And you hear a bunch of people saying, "Oh, the mine. What should we do? Our livelihood. What is going on?"
Why do I get a feeling I know this woman? Although she may be dead, but I feel like I know this one. Can I peek out and determine who it is?
Yeah, you see an incredibly voluptuous woman. dressed all in
Does she have
black.
dark? Does she have?
She has half of her head has dark curly black hair coming off of it. The other half is just like a smoking ruin of like burnt flesh. And she is standing surrounded by a large mob of villagers from Jericho's Ridge. And they all are just like getting, more and more amped up. From over where the Red Hand hideout is, there's been a huge explosion and there's fires burning and there's smoke billowing into the atmosphere. There's a couple Red Hands fighting with a couple of the guards. There's more guards sort of running in from all over the place. Looks like shit's about to go down.
I will try my best to find another exit out of this place.
Okay.
Because I'd rather not she notice that I'm around.
Yeah, there was a back door in the poker room, so you can slip out that way.
All right, so I go to the back door and I check through a keyhole or any way to peer through to see if anyone's out on that side.
It opens into an alley and there's nobody out there.
I gladly sneak out into that alley, and can I use my... I always ask this, and you always say no. But maybe just once I can use my escape ability to get out of this situation. I'm under the bondage of oppression.
And I really need to like take you and tie you up, and then you'll be able to do that.
Yeah, one day I'll be able to do it.
Unfortunately, it's not applicable.
Oh, damn. All right, well then I sneak out into the alleyway and I try to hear, where voices are coming from in relation to the alley and go the opposite direction.
Okay, cool. So let me go back to the other three and find out what they're doing. So basically, you guys are starting to hear a riot boiling in the middle of town. You guys have kind of two paths that you could take to get through the town in order to find your way somewhere else. By the way, what you see...
Yeah. Well, before any of this happens, Steven, like Amelia, after like just coming out of the shock, I think it was probably the mind collapsing that sort of shook her out, because she doesn't understand how she killed him with one mind blast, right? Amelia knows Daisuke is this really powerful being, so I want to go investigate what we just killed.
Yeah, cool.
To determine if this is actually him or not.
I wanted to as well, and I wanted to use my scan ability on him.
Okay, cool. So
I
you
lift up my visor, my little red eye thing comes out.
Yeah, so this can be like while Pocket is rummaging through the box or talking to the guards or whatever. You guys go and check out the body. It's a normal man, human man. A big chunk of flesh on the front side of him was turned into flowers, and he's leaking blood into the water around him. He's got two needler guns left functional on his right hand side, and he also has a cipher.
You better take those, guys. You better take those guns.
Of course.
He has a wicked-looking prehensile metal tube with a series of barbs on one end tucked into his waist pocket, or like his belt waist pocket.
I want a waist pocket.
Well, we either found a cipher or a sex toy. I'll just put it away.
So you're scanning. You flipped up your visor, and your eye has sort of projected out. And Chomper is over, sort of like sniffing around this big pile of feathers over next to the fountain, because he's kind of whimpering. And you scan. Daisuke was level 3, and this cipher is also level 3. As a result of your scan, you can tell that this is an explosive poison. And once you slap somebody with the barbs, a poison will enter the bloodstream. It will travel to the brain and reorganize into an explosive that detonates when it's activated, dealing 10 points of damage, ignoring armor.
Wow.
And it will activate when a specific note or song is played.
Okay.
And the specific tune that you detect as a result of your scan is...
NBC? Oh my god!
Before Amelia puts the bottle or the vial or whatever back into her pocket after making that statement, I kind of like grab her hand and I like use my eye to scan it, and I go, not a sex toy, but perhaps the bottle could be used for it. And then I
Not
start
a
repeating.
sex toy.
Then I start repeating the jarble that you just said, like, and I don't know if Amelia even understands what I'm saying, but I just go into like the scientificness of like how it works, and then I hum the little tune.
Cool. So which of you two is going to take the cipher?
I think he's still holding on. I let go of his hand after I say
I'll
everything.
take it.
Okay. So I'm going to drop that here in the cipher document. Let's see. I'll just make sure that you guys have the link to it. Boop. Good. So yeah, this is an explosive poison. Cool.
There's nothing else on his body that, because you know we are so close.
He has a like a wristband that is glowing purple, and looking around, like you saw this big beam of purple light that teleported him down to you. From over on like the northeast side of town, there is a purple beam rising from sort of that empty field that you guys went to where with Nicodemus that one time. And you also hear like this growing sort of riot beginning in town. It sounds like the townsfolk are, you know, you hear like the sound of bottles smashing, and you quickly see another building over in the center of town catch on fire and just shoot up in flames.
Can I take the band off?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm taking the band.
Cool. Yeah,
And,
you take the
and
band
then
off. You see a flickering of symbols scroll through the band, like a horn and a bear and just a whole bunch of random symbols. Let me see what else. A fish, a snake, a sword, like a set of panpipes. They're just like flickering on the display of this device.
Okay. Okay. I mean, AAA, I think we need to head towards the disturbance, but perhaps we should check on our friend Bleen.
As you say that, you just see me rocking. It's like, I can't do it. I can't lead him. I can't. I only have one arm. I've only got. How can I do it? I just got one arm. I can't. There's so many people.
I'm gonna be late for my airplane.
Exactly. Exactly. Exactly that. I love it.
I'm gonna grab one of the needlers.
Okay.
And then I'll walk over and check out what's going on with Mr.
Cool.
Bleen.
Yeah, I suppose I should grab the other two.
I whistle for Chopper to follow me.
Cool. Chomper comes galloping along behind you. The needlers are light weapons, and they have a long range, so you can fire them, you know, up to 100 feet and beyond. But they only do 2 damage. So, so where do you guys want to go? Basically, like if you're trying to avoid the explosions in the center of town, you could either head off to your right and take sort of a route around the town. It'll take you past the guard outpost that you originally Wilbur was at, and then it's Tibbs now who's guarding the guard outpost. Or you could go towards the center of town, towards the training hill that Bleen was on earlier. That's just over top of the Cthulhu.
Take the hoverboard.
We can take our hoverboard.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yes.
Or you could take your hoverboard.
Yes.
Though that only hovers a little bit off the ground, right? You'd have to like overclock it again in order to fly.
Yeah, but we look so badass doing it. So even though we're a couple inches off the ground, I mean, Bleen can't walk, so
yeah.
I just look and I'm like, I don't have any legs.
Yeah, let's get on our disc.
Okay, so you expand this, synth hoverboard. I'll hop on it. Where are you going?
Towards the
You're
north.
hovering like 2 feet off the ground on this hoverboard.
All right, I turn around and I say, roads, where we're going, we don't need any roads. And then I'm gonna hack the shit out of this thing.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get us up in the air.
God.
Don't
Awesome.
roll the one.
Don't roll the one.
I will also spend an edge point, or rather, I will
Effort?
spend effort. Excuse me.
Okay,
Yes,
cool. Yeah, absolutely.
to make sure that. All right.
Do you have any special skills that let you?
I mean, I have Numenera
manipulate
skill.
the Numenera. Okay,
Yeah.
great. So
I think at its highest, right? Didn't I add to it? Yes. So I
okay,
have
so it's
T at
skilled.
Yes, skilled.
Awesome. So yeah, that's good. So go ahead, spending 1 level of effort, and damn. All right, Amelia Braxton, you just like push a couple buttons, boop beep boop boop, pew, and then this hoverboard goes, and it just like lifts straight into the air, and now you're like 30 or 40 feet in the sky. You're looking down on this chaos down below. There's like a mob of people who are like rampaging through town, rampaging off towards the edge of town, where you see like a group of people who are riding weird long-necked beasts. They look like the group of raiders that captured you that first time.
Oh. And we escaped them using our platform.
Using the hoverboard. Yeah,
They definitely won't notice you on that hoverboard now.
Yeah, of course.
They're not looking up, right? Like they seem like they're waiting, and you can see this crowd of villagers with this woman at its head moving over in that direction. And you can see like a group of like 20 or 30 redheads sort of battling through the streets, fighting their way amongst the guards of the city as well. Off in the northeast of the village, there is that clearing, and in the center of it there is that panel that Nicodemus had you activate for him, and it's glowing with this purple light that is shooting up into the sky, disappearing straight into the eye in the center of this swirling storm overhead. Down below you, you see a furtive pocket who is making his way through a back alley. What do you do?
What do you do?
I think we must save Pocket.
Okay. If you go down low, there's a possibility that some of these redheads will see you.
You go down low.
Yeah. You could probably try to avoid them by using stealth or, just waiting. But if you just wait, they might just come across Pocket on their own.
Pocket, how much do you weigh?
Pocket's like a sprite young lad.
I mean,
so
yeah, like so.
I don't know, like 130 maybe.
Renton
I don't know. I don't think we ever figured that out.
Amelia and Renton's body could totally like pick Pocket up, right? Like I could carry Pocket.
I think it would be a strength task. You wouldn't necessarily just be able to do it.
All right, I'll scratch that idea from my brain then.
Did we use all of the ciphers that were like? Have you marked off what ciphers we've used, Steven?
Yeah. So
have
anything
we
that's
used the phase changer?
The phase changer.
Which one is that?
I think you used that very early on because you used it.
Oh, that's right. I gave it to Maggie, didn't I?
Yeah, and she used it to walk through the wall in order to get into that inner chamber inside of the Mentat place.
All right.
Yeah,
Yep.
I was thinking I have that teleporter cipher, but I'm not sure it would work in this case because I can't bring somebody with me. So I was like, oh, I could drop it, and that's why I was looking. That's what I was reading.
Yeah.
I was like, frack! It says like I can't bring anyone in with me. So.
Yeah.
AAA, if we go save Pocket, we might alert the redheads, the red hands, whatever. But we must save our comrade.
Do we have anything long ranged?
Well, I was thinking perhaps I could far step down, pick up Pocket, and far step right back up, but I don't know. I haven't been able to calculate. I haven't been able to calculate whether or not the loss of his hand will affect, my ability to jump back up.
Like you could do it. You might need to spend a little effort too, but that's certainly a cool thing.
Oh, I you know what? It hits me. Well, do you think that you could far step yourself? I have the cipher, and I pull out the teleport bounder. And I kind of like show it to him.
And that
because
what
you
does
could
it
do it. You would give this to Pocket, and Pocket can use it. Basically, it will teleport up to 100 times the cipher level in feet. So it's level 3.
Yeah.
So he can travel 100 feet or 300 feet?
Yeah.
Okay.
With all his possessions,
all right.
He can't bring anybody.
I will just far step down to Pocket, sort of just landing in front of him.
Yeah.
Just suddenly.
Deliver the device.
Yes. And
okay.
I hand him the little thing, and I just say, "Trust me." And I just far step back up to the top.
Cool.
And that's 4 points, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. You just like
no,
blast yourself down there, just slamming into the ground. You land like super cool Neo stance, like 3-point landing with your knee down and your hand down, whatever. Then you hand over the cipher, and then you just like launch yourself back up into the air, landing like point perfect. Like if you were a gymnast, you would score perfect 10 for your landing alone, from making it right back onto the platform.
I stuck it.
Pocket, you've got this. I think you're aware of what this cipher is. You've been around each other long enough to have identified this stuff for each other. It is a teleporter, a bounder. It's a copper torque with a humming power pack with a spinning flywheel on the outside. The user can teleport up to 300 feet to a location that you can see. And you can see...
Steven reads the fine print. You need 2 working hands to operate this thing. Shit, we didn't think about that.
What do you do, Pocket?
Oh man, to a place I can see. How long does it take to operate? To what?
Instantaneously.
All right. Against my better judgment, I get out of there immediately. So I look to where they're at and use its power to get up to the floating platform.
Okay, just as you're about to activate it, 2 redheads come around the corner with like energy axes in their hands. And one of them goes, "There's that fucker!" And he hurls an energy axe in your direction, and you vanish. The energy axe flies straight through the air that you once occupied. And you appear reconstituting yourself on top of the floating platform that's like 50 or 60 feet in the air.
I wasn't sure if you were going to make it more badass or if you were going to mess it up and he wasn't going to teleport properly. I was like...
I feel like I fucked with Pocket a lot last time. Maybe I'll let him have this one.
Thanks.
I was going to be like, no, my cipher.
Yeah.
So now that we're all up here, we can like get a good assessment of the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're all together finally. Do we have any long-ranged weapons?
Oh,
Well, you've got
can
those
I
needlers.
Yeah.
can I examine the ring now and figure out what the hell it is? Because I have decipher and all sorts of different things.
Let me see how long
Maybe
it's
that's useful. It's
supposed to take.
probably something that we could use, right?
Yeah.
This makes energy axes bounce off your body.
Yeah. Damn.
Go ahead and give me an intellect roll. And while the others are figuring out what to do, you can be examining this thing.
Can I use my edge for this? I want to.
Yep, you can spend effort.
Nice.
Because who's
And
going to be better with guns?
yeah, that's totally fine. Guns are a speed task.
Okay.
It's
So
a density.
probably Pocket. Right?
So what the hell did I give you? I gave you a force cube projector, a level 9 occultic cipher. So it counts as 2 ciphers when you have it on you. It creates an immobile cube composed of 6 planes of solid force, each 30 feet to a side for 1 hour. The planes conform to the space available. So if there's like some sort of, misshapen hole and you want to plug it with this cube of force, then you can. So
it's basically a wall, or
Yep.
if people are in it, what happens if people are in it?
then they're trapped inside for an hour.
Interesting. Okay.
Though, nothing can go in or out. So
they're just stuck in there and they can't do anything about it.
yep.
Okay. Good to know. What was that called?
It's called a force cube projector. I dropped it into the document, and I put the link down in chat. So if you are forgetting what you had, then you can check that link.
All right. And so if this is a ring, and I want to wear it, but at the same time, I also have some other cipher. I think I have
a retaliation nodule.
Yeah, is that going to conflict with each other?
How many ciphers can you carry? I think it's only 2.
I have those 2 right now. So yeah.
Yeah, but the occultic cipher actually counts as 2.
It's
so
2?
now that you're carrying quote unquote 3 ciphers,
What does
there's
that do?
potential badness that can happen as a result. Let me take a look.
By using them or just by holding them?
By holding them.
All right.
So once per day, if you're carrying more ciphers than your limit, we have to roll a D100 plus 10 per cipher you're carrying over the limit, and then we roll on this table, that one, to see what kind of funky stuff happens.
All right. So I'm gonna put the. I don't know. You know what? I'm gonna F it. I'm taking the chance. I'm gonna keep both.
You could
All right.
hand something to someone else. Too.
Well,
I'm at my limit.
Yeah, I think everyone's at their limit.
I'm not.
I have none, but
And
I
limit is
also
3.
don't know where I'm at right now.
Well, it's once per day, right? So I have time. I have time before that roll.
It's true.
I will be fine. And
I
if I need to, Maggie, I will give it to you.
I'm just going to call for that roll at the most inconvenient time possible.
I'll be like, I throw the ring away.
You'll be like, I shoot the guy, and I'm going to be like, hang on, hang on. Well, first of all.
As Pocket gets into the onto the square panel thing, I hand him one of the needlers, and I would normally hand one to our lovely Bleen, but he doesn't seem all together yet.
Mm-hmm.
How long is this? Well, I guess never mind. I can't ask.
I'm gonna give it to Amelia instead.
Okay, cool. So Amelia and Pocket both now have a needler gun. Yeah, Bleen, you're starting to come down. Like, stuff is still like moving of its own accord, but you're coming off of your bad trip.
Is this like a? How do I ask this but not condemn Steven into doing what I'm about to ask? Is this like coming off of salvia? Like, is it like a quick? 30,
Well, that's a really
40
quick come down,
yeah.
right?
Well, yeah.
No.
It's immediately you're gone.
No,
Okay.
it's not like coming off of salvia.
Okay,
It's
so this is like a. Okay.
slowly starting to fade. You feel like you're in a more comfortable place
Gotcha.
now. You're actually being carried in like the loving baby arms of a giant bluebird. And it's got these like really pudgy baby arms that are like just carrying you very gently beneath it.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
into that. I'm petting it.
Awesome. It's cooing gently.
I stick my tentacle in its mouth so
good.
it shuts up. That's scaring the fuck out of me.
Okay.
Just keep petting it.
So what do you guys want to do? You're looking down below you. This woman is leading a bunch of villagers over to the raiders. There's this like glowing purple obelisk over on the north edge of town.
We must get to the obelisk.
Yeah, no, I don't say anything. At this point, I've done my fair share of damage. I'm going to shut up and tend to my wound.
Right now, the raiders are. I mean, is it our perception that they are attacking the town?
No.
But the mine is gone.
So the mine to the north of the town is the one that you guys melted down into slag.
Okay.
And this woman was just sort of like.
we took that.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right.
And this woman was just saying like, "Hey, the mine is gone. Town is doomed. Why don't you come join us and be raiders?" And it seems like, from what you can see from your bird's eye vantage, a whole bunch of villagers are now seeming like that's a decent plan, and they're taking off. There's a battle raging in the middle of town between a couple of other villagers, some guards, and the redheads. And then over on the north side of town, there's this beaming purple obelisk that's shooting light up into the sky.
If we understood, wasn't the obelisk essentially a gateway to the Aeon priests?
Something like that. It's how they were communicating with the ant.
Yeah,
I want to go scan what's going on because now there's a giant purple beam going up into the
I think
sky.
we should.
We should go. Yeah, we should
Yeah.
go there. We should go there.
Okay, cool. So, is it Amelia? You're the one who's like pushing the buttons and making
Yes.
this thing fly down over there. Okay, so you very deftly maneuver your synth platform. It sort of like banks and like comes down to a nice stop just in front of this big, like how did I describe it the first time? It's like a sheet of synth and metal coming up from the ground. And on the panel, you see this. Let's see. I'll put that there. Yes. Save changes. And then show. Book. You see that on the panel. And there is energy crackling all around it and purple light beaming up from it.
Wait.
So
What do you mean by we see that? We see that like
that's on the obelisk,
stamped
right?
on the
It's
obelisk?
those are also things that were on the bracelet as well.
Yes, exactly.
No, it's not stamped on the obelisk. There's actually a screen. It's like an LCD screen that now has this this information displayed on it.
as I look down at the bracelet, like, do I see any correspondence between? I mean, obviously some of the symbols I recognize, but is there anything happening between this panel and?
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
bracelet?
Looking down at this bracelet, you see the symbols sort of flashing over and over: bull, snake, sword, bear, fish, a horse, scorpion, etc. And then you also notice that there's a small symbol that stays present on the bracelet, and it's actually moving around, and it's this little moon symbol, and it's just moving in a circle around the bracelet.
Is there? Can I use Numenera skill to try to determine how this is actually working or functioning?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd like to aid him, and I'd also like to use my scan ability again.
Yeah, so you were going to scan and also aid him with Numenera. So your scan, you know, your eye extends and your visor raises. You can tell this is a very old Numenera artifact. It serves not just as a communication device, but also as a transportation device. That's all that your scan is able to tell you. Like, you can tell from the circuitry inside of it, from the Numenera powers that are flowing. Like, you sort of get this sense of energy flowing through the air around you and around it. And you can tell that it is the sort of thing that can disassemble matter in order to reassemble it elsewhere and retain the information as it transfers. Give me an intellect roll for your Numenera to see if you can figure out how this device operates.
And we're all able to see this?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, Amelia. So you did quite well, especially with AAA's aid. So the two of you are standing there talking about it. AAA, you remember Nicodemus's scribbles that you found in one of his notebooks after he left.
Yeah.
And that looks like that.
Oh yes.
And you guys think, after putting your minds together and like talking about it, sort of experimenting with this thing a little bit, you think that there's some way to set coordinates for this thing to tell it where it's going to send you. As you're experimenting with it, you realize that the row of symbols, like the bull, the snake, the sword, etc., it's like a touch screen, and if you push your hand on one of the symbols, then you can actually drag the whole row as if it's like a ring. So you're actually rotating where the symbols are in orientation. So they're always in the same order, but you can actually rotate the symbols. And then there's a separate ring that controls the moon, and you can actually drag the moon separately from all the other symbols, and sort of it slots in next to any of these other symbols.
So
Yeah.
is the black bear actually supposed to be the bear?
Are those the same?
Well,
symbol?
it's Nicodemus' scribbles, so he could have just drawn bears really shitty.
That's what it is. It's
Or maybe he
Nicodemus's
draws bears so
scribbles.
detailed.
I mean, it
that
looks
he's
pretty
just
good. It looks like a pretty good bear. To me.
Yeah, it's better than the bear that's on the thing, actually.
Yeah. Exactly.
I tell Amelia that I remember in the book, because we all split up our books to kind of cover more details, that I remember seeing these symbols before, outside of just his wristband. And I say that, like, we need to make the bear at the top and the horn at the bottom, and I think the moon is placed in the center of them in order to give us our coordinates.
Okay. So who's doing the manipulation?
I'll do it.
Okay, so you're gonna like drag and rotate like a rotary dial these symbols so that the bear is on top.
Yes.
Okay, so as you do that, of course, the horn also rotates around opposite the bear. So when the bear is on top, the horn is on the bottom. You can't actually drag the moon into the middle. It only rotates around the inner ring, so you can sort of slot it next to any of these constellations. But
What does the 13 mean? Obviously, that's the key.
Yes. There's only 12 clock
There's-
positions. Maybe it needs to be on the fish, since that would be the 13th position on the wheel after we rotated it.
After you, go ahead and try
The
that.
impulsive Amelia just thinks, well, that's got to be it. So she puts the moon on the fish, and she.
So if the bear is at 12 o'clock, then the fish is actually at 1 o'clock.
1, right.
Right. So you put the moon over by the fish, and nothing happens except that a loud crack sounds from behind you. And you hear a voice from over your shoulder, and it says, "You're getting too close to the truth. I can't have that."
Is it Daisuke again?
You look over your shoulder, and there, standing there, is Daisuke.
What the?
But he looks a little different this time.
Do I still see bees?
No. Instead, his entire head is an eyeball.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking punch the shit out of that eyeball.
And what you guys see is that he actually has 3 eyes. He's got 2 here and then
We're
one
about to make
other
him a
eye
4th, Steven.
just right
If you
here.
know what I'm saying.
And he unleashes an onslaught directly at Amelia. You see like a scintillating bolt of yellow energy just go ripping out of his forehead in your direction, Amelia. What do you do?
I will. I want to try to resist it.
About to be some Harry
Okay.
Potter mind wars or something.
Cool.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Give me an intellect defense roll.
Okay.
What the fuck?
All of a sudden, like our 2 onslaught beams are like fighting,
and I'm
back
just
and
like,
forth.
Jesus, this shit is
Oh,
so
dude,
strong.
totally.
All right, I don't know what I rolled because I can't see
Oh,
it.
no.
Oh,
it's
it
a
wasn't
3.
good. It wasn't
What?
good.
All right, well,
Okay.
you know what?
You got some XP?
I'm gonna spend some XP. I'm spending 1. Boom! Give me that 14.
Nice. Okay, so
Down to 3 XP.
take 1 XP
Oh yeah.
and give 1 to a friend.
Oh god.
Hey man, I've had a rough day.
I have 0 XP right now.
You know what? You
One,
know what?
please.
Even though you have had a rough day, JP, you won't remember this. So
Oh, you're
Pocket,
totally
you
right.
get the, yeah, you
Yay.
probably will need it, Pocket.
Yeah.
Thank
You
you.
lost
Right.
a hand.
So you rocket out from your mind, your own onslaught energy, and you feel super powerful, but then his onslaught slams into your onslaught and you feel this incredible pressure, and the 2 beams of your onslaughts are locked in the middle, sort of like pushing and pulling back and forth, just like in Harry Potter. It's exactly like that.
We're on this floating platform, yes? Right now?
No, you guys have, or at least Amelia and AAA have stepped off the floating platform to go stand right next to the thing. But Pocket, I could say that you and Bleen are still on it. Yeah.
Can I, if they're locked in mind combat,
Mhm.
can I get behind him? Can I use my stealthy abilities to get behind him?
Yep, absolutely. You don't even need stealth. He's
Good.
totally focused. Just.
We're getting rid of one of those artifact things right now. I'd like to use my retaliation module, and because it just makes me like anyone who touches me electrocute, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
And I just want to grab Daisuke.
Well,
With it
so
on.
here's the way it works. For the next 28 hours, anyone striking the armor the nodule is attached to triggers a small burst of electricity that inflicts 1 point of damage.
Can I
So,
can I jump on him and slam it?
Yeah.
Like,
what if his face strikes Jesse's armor? Like, how does that work?
oh my god.
Yeah,
Okay,
how can I-
yeah.
how can I use it to electrocute him so that we rips his damn head off again?
You can do that. I'm happy to let you do that, but it will be easier and more damaging for you to just stab him.
That's not cool.
Well,
All right, fine.
It's up to
fine.
you.
No, it's cool. It's cool. What I do is I take the needler and at point blank range shoot him in the head, and I
Okay.
say, "Look what I found." Because this is
Okay,
weapon. Because this is
Awesome.
weapon. I shoot him at point blank range in the back of the head.
You pull up this needler and push it right to the back of his head, and you say, "Look what I found!" And then you pull the trigger, and needles just explode, and his onslaught collapses, and Amelia's onslaught blasts him in the face, opposite. So you deal 2 damage with your needler. Amelia deals 4 damage with her onslaught. He takes 6 damage. So that's. Yeah, you deal a hefty blow. He staggers forwards and sort of like to the side, but he's still alive. Bleen, what do you do?
Am I good? right now?
Yeah, I mean, like, you see this guy with this eye, and now his eye is bleeding from like every angle. But you're cognizant enough to be able to act. So what do you do?
We're gonna try to fist to the Nostarum, and I'm just gonna go and hit him with my tentacle right in the. He has 3 eyes now? You said.
Yes.
Are they in like a triangle with the base being on the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna make a diamond.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
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 So you're just like
Right in the
tentacle straight
Yep.
up.
And I'll
Cool.
I'll spend, what is it, edge or whatever?
Effort.
Effort. That's 1 effort.
Cool.
So I have 14 with an edge of 1 and might. Just roll a d20.
Yeah. So you're spending 2 might in order to spend your effort.
That's right. You like subtract it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Here's the roll. 13.
Yeah, you nail him. And you deal like 7 damage with your tentacle hit, right?
Well, we got to. That's right. So there's 2. Now I have to do the poison roll or whatever.
Yeah. Let's do the poison roll too.
11.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you nail
Oh,
it. So
geez.
so you
So
do
it
your
does-
like full 7 damage.
It's 7 damage, and then 4 speed damage for poison.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you just like explode his jaw, and he just collapses to the floor, dead.
Great. Fantastic.
So yeah, you guys just totally wrecked Daisuke again for the second and final time.
Is it his final form? Is it his final form?
I don't know. It seems really easy. So, going back to the symbols, then. We need another idea.
We're like, well, that was fucking weird.
Next.
Oh, wait. No, we don't. I immediately look over his body, because if he just appears again, shouldn't he have another teleporter thing?
Yeah,
Or
he's
some
got
way to
another.
have gotten there?
He's got another band on his arm, but it's the same sort of thing. It's just flashing the symbols over and over with this moon moving around the edge.
So, can I like rotate the? I can like rotate the moon as much as I want, right?
Yeah, nothing seems to happen as you like
You
send
should put
the
it. You
rotating.
should put it under the bear,
Okay.
No.
next to. You put it next to the fish last time.
Yep, you put it next to the fish. Okay, you put it next to the bear. Nothing happens.
I just turn around and say the bear has to be on top,
The bear is on top.
The bear is on.
and then I just nod like.
Yeah.
And there's
oddly.
Yeah.
I'm
like
just
nothing
like,
happens
yeah.
if I rotate the moon around 13 times.
You go ahead and count and rotate 13 times. Nothing happens. You hear another building catch on fire. It's a little bit closer to you this time.
Have we
Well-
just tried going through the purple beam? Can we send
Pocket.
Bleen through the purple
No,
beam?
fuck you,
Bleen,
Pocket. You want
buddy,
to just walk through?
you wanna
could
go
walk
through a
through,
purple
Pocket.
beam?
Actually, can I put my third eye in the purple beam?
Yeah.
Cool.
Let me do that.
Okay. So you just like focus your mind and you set your third eye through the purple beam, and you focus your vision through your third eye. It's directly over on top of the Numenera device that's sticking up out of the ground. So looking down, you can see the 3 of you. You can feel this intense rush of information flowing up past you into the sky. And there's also communication going the other way as well, but just a very small amount, just enough to let you know that it's communicating. But that's it.
I don't.
Okay.
Would each of you give me an intellect roll?
Oh god,
Sure.
Oh,
this is not gonna go well.
wait a second.
What's up?
Well,
Holy shit!
now that I'm recounting, and I thought it was a clock
There are
face,
13.
There are 13.
That's why I was saying put it on the bear.
But the
Right.
bear, if the bear's number 1, then it would be the sword, right? 1,
Yeah.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait.
It would be the fish if the bear was number 1.
Yeah. No.
Well, I
No,
guess
13 would be the sword. If the
Wow.
bear is in position 1, then the sword would be 13.
So the moon goes to 13. But in the process of him turning it repeatedly, eventually he would have come across the sword anyway, so it would have activated, and we were just told that nothing happened when he did that.
No, you
Well,
have to activate it after you move the moon. And I was just like, well, if I just spin it around 13 times, is that...
You know how like when you're moving apps on your iPhone or something like that,
You have to hold it down.
if you're dragging it around, it's always like free movement. But then when you like lift your finger up over a slot, it sort of snaps to the location.
Oh,
it's the
I
sword?
accidentally put the bear and the fish into a folder together. I see
Yeah,
what
exactly.
I did.
So that's what the moon does when you lift your finger off of it. So it's clear that until you lift your finger off the moon, it doesn't actually slot into a location. So you know that much at least.
Okay. I think we should move it to the sword and activate it. Oh wait, what happened with the speed roll? Sorry.
I would like to let you complete your experiment first.
Okay. I'm going to move it to the sword.
Okay, you move it to the sword, you lift up your finger, and the entire device starts humming. The ground beneath you starts shaking, and you see massive cracks start forming in the crust of the ground beneath the town.
God.
Who of you are still on the platform? I think it's only... No, it's not Bleen, it's only Pocket.
No, I'm off the platform.
Oh, no,
yeah?
all four of you are off the platform. Okay, everybody give me speed defense rolls.
Oh,
Oh no.
It's quite easy. These things are opening very slowly. Okay. All right, so cracks start appearing all over, and you guys manage to sort of cluster yourselves away from them as they begin opening. Down from within the earth, you can see and hear mechanisms sort of pumping and churning, and there's actually like energy that's starting to rise out of these cracks. Like you can see like a golden glow breaking up, and it's all centering on this device. And all of a sudden, the device starts pulsing, and you see like sort of a radius of purple energy around the device. What do you do?
I just lean over and I'm just like, are you seeing this too?
I lift up my visor to scan again because it looks like because it appears to be different.
Yeah, awesome. The device, which has lain dormant for millennia, is now active, and it will begin teleporting anybody who is near it to the location that has been set on its surface.
I say, the location is set. Are we to teleport through?
We didn't activate it to look at it.
Yeah, no, I'm just like, after you guys.
All right. You have, let's see, hang on.
Uh-oh.
What?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you feel like you're this like tingling sensation all over your entire body, and you just completely lose consciousness.
All of us?
Yep. And I think that we should actually take a break now, so that we can discover what happens on the other side when we return.
What?
All right, we'll be right back. Just like, I don't know. See you guys soon.